I know that's right.
Well, I mean, you got to think about it, Mr. Reed. Politics is big business. That's what we fail to realize, that politicians are business. That's a business in itself. And if it's a business, guess what? It qualifies for a tax deduction. And that's what most people not realizing. We think it's just a political agenda or that they're after some title or some campaign seat. But that's not the real goal of it. Like you said, I mean, there's no difference than the millionaires who get philanthropic towards the end of the year. It's the same thing with the politicians. You notice most of the politicians run the presidential campaign. When do they occur? November, December, right before when? The last quarter, right before tax season. I mean, they don't run for most of these offices during the year. All of this occurs in the last quarter, the fiscal cliffs. Everything occurs in the last quarter, right before tax season. And so it's just a strategy, and they're strategizing on another level. And so that's what we need to do. Like you said, these politics and all of it is smoke. Donald Trump is a billionaire. I mean, so many people that he's getting destroyed on social media about his philosophies. However, you're not looking at the background. This man is recouping all of his billions in the name of politics. He's just going around just saying that, but if you look at some of the financial shows and some of the financial radio, you will see that they're calling him a genius for what he's doing in the financial world, because he's assuring that no matter where he goes, not only is he creating more client base, not only is he driving business to all of his businesses, but at the same time, he's keeping a beautiful tax deduction all at the same time so he can keep more of his money. Why not us? What do we have for the little people? What do we have for the people? And like you said, power to the people. But power is what? Just knowing. And, you know, when I was growing up, they say knowledge is only half the battle. Knowing is only half the battle. You still have to apply it. And see, that's the thing that we're missing. That's the thing that's missing, Mr. Reed, how to apply it. How does a little person apply the Donald Trump strategy? How does a little person apply the Oprah strategy? Easy. You write your Christmas off in the name of business. You make sure you talk and you do revolve your life around a business deduction. But the first thing you have to do is structure yourself as a business. And, you know, that's the one thing that we love. You know, we teach people how to structure themselves as business owner. Be your brand. And if you can be your brand, you can do the same thing. And then once you start to understand capitalism and some of its traps, then you'll start to, you know, weave yourself around those traps and be less victimized and start taking advantage just like them. And at the same time, you start to recognize, your eyes open, you become more aware. And so, you know, that's what you really have to look at out there. These politics are businesses. You know, there's a lot of these politicians, they have Rick Perry went on record to say that his receptionist make like $50,000 and he made like $7 million last year, but he got a bigger refund than his receptionist. And people say, how? How did he get a bigger refund than her? Well, Rick Perry owns 17 businesses. And see, that's the thing a lot of people don't know in the background. Whereas his receptionist, W-2 employee, has no deductions. You know, for the employee, they teach us, hey, you can itemize. And that's what we teach people. Itemizing is like getting 3% of your money, whereas business is like getting 60% return back on your money. Which is better, 3 or 60? So we teach people both. Go get itemized and then claim the business too. And so these laws have been around for hundreds of years. And, you know, it's just time for us to know. And it's time for somebody to take the stance and put it out there. And that's what it's radio shows like what y'all do to let the people know. And so like you said in the very beginning of this, power to the people. We're going to make sure this information get back so that they can be powerful. And, you know, and that's what we really want. We want this information to empower you. And that's what it does. It really gives the confidence to where you can claim these deductions and not be skeptical, not be, you know, have any compunction about, hey, did I really do that business? Of course you did, if that's your business. And so it's all about structure. And, you know, politics is just another way to structure business, Mr. Reed.
Wow. I'm telling you, he he got speechless on that one, Brian.
Hey, you know, I wanna say something about something Ronnie just said in relation to making sure the underdog knows, you know, these rules. And he always makes it a point when he presents to let people know, you know, the IRS has been around more than 100 years. And these laws for business owners are not new, but it's always amazing to me when we go out and we're sharing this message how much of a grassroots effort it still really seems to be among the middle class and the poor when they hear this message. It's still brand new to their ears, and how long it's actually been around. And as he used the example about Rick Perry and his secretary, I mean, you would think that Mr. Perry, good Governor Perry, would have passed that information along to his staff, who his constituent, because she's likely his constituent too. He probably brought her to Austin with him. So it's always amazing how that information, when the wealthy and the rich are using it, they don't easily pass it along. And there's a company here in Texas that we just read in the news last year, this last week or so, I'm sorry, and I'm pretty sure you all saw it too, the Hill Corp. They set those employees up. If they did not inform those employees who received that $100,000 bonus, which should be taxed clearly at a higher rate, if they don't own something, that they have nothing that they can do to lower the liability of taxes that they have to pay on that $100,000, you're looking at a receptionist, like you said, that makes between $35,000, $40,000 every year. And she's so used to going in and slapping down her W-2 and giving them the kids' information and getting, probably the same refund every single year with no guidance, no strategy. And now she's going in with $100,000 more income. Yeah. And if she's been carrying, fewer allowances on her W-4, then guess what? Not enough was taken out of that bonus. And so when she sits down to get that refund she's usually used to getting, that's not what she's going to get this year. And albeit she received a bonus for $100,000, I doubt very seriously she was ready to pay the taxes on it that she's going to be liable for. Or the family that's barely making it on their Hill Corp salary, another $100,000 is going to throw them into a tailspin if they don't get the proper guidance. And you have a billionaire who owns the company. And I asked, when I first heard that, we discussed it, how likely is it that somebody's there in human resources or at the company or getting involved to teach those people what to do? Because I've worked in human resources before, and we are not there to guide you. We are not there to tell you how to fill that W-4 out. We are not there to tell you what.
We lost you again. Must be a little cut.
You went off, Gina.
We good. Y'all have that extra line ready. We hear you.
Okay. They're not there to guide them. They're there to say, hey, fill this W-4 out. Do you want your money now or do you want your money later? They make it a point to tell you in human resources that, we can't tell you what to do. You're going to have to find it out or figure it out for yourself. So as he was talking about just looking out for the little person, making sure that the people out here who work every day and are struggling hard with their wages have some type of strategy. Because a lot of people, people look to prosper. They don't look to do worse. And so as a worker makes more money and they don't get any guidance and they don't get to get on calls like this or hear information like this, however will they find out? So again, this is just a great forum, and I hope it hits as many ears as possible because it's real important this year that people understand it's a war out there on the common man, the worker, and if they can get the tax liability in the country lowered by taking it from that class, it's how it's going to happen. Pure and simple. That's just how it's going to happen until they get some guidance or have a strategy.
Absolutely. And I want to just go on record. Everybody out there, just listen to me. I hate Empire. Now, I said it. Okay. Gone. I mean, you're spending your time listening to Empire. You're watching other folks bow into the name of some major corporation that's writing off you getting your jollies on every week watching Empire or whatever else you watch on TV. I'm not hating on television. I'm just hating on the content. Because TV, we can tax deduct that. Weather Channel. Yeah, but let's get into
I see.
Yeah, let's get into the meat and potatoes. Thank you so much. And Sister Gina, I have to apologize. I mentioned your system as design and not decor, but decor is design, the design and the decor, so I guess it's all right.
There you go.
Yes, absolutely. So, and let's give it another 10 minutes or so because I did not want to rush this. Mr. Kenny, did you want to say something, he's pulling on the corner of his beard, so he thinks.
I'm just trying to give you time to talk. Okay, the less I talk, the more you can talk. So, and
what you trying to say? I'm talking too much.
Well, I'm not going to say that, but it's all about information.
Wise man.
Yeah, but it's all about information, and once again, being able to extract that money that people have, rather than letting the IRS extract it as they do it. One thing they'll never tell you overpay. Isn't that interesting?
Do you know that if you owe the IRS, they will terrorize your mailbox with letters? But if the IRS owes you, Mr. Reed, do you know they won't send you one letter?
Not one.
They wait for the time to expire.
They will not send you a letter. I love when people say, I haven't filed in 5 years. And the first thing I ask them is, have you received a letter from the IRS? They say, no, I haven't got one letter. That means they owe you for 5 years. You have 5 refunds coming, and they will not let you know. So you are so correct in what you say. They will not let you know if they owe you. But if you owe them, get ready for terror. They will come at you with $1 million. They have a print system so crazy. And then, you really have to know. They won't let you know when you overpay. They won't let you know anything. And if you don't know how to recoup that overpay, then you just lose.
Okay. The other thing, though, we share with people, and I think people really tend to miss it. When we talk about Surge 365, that we share that with people, and we tell them, there's money to be saved in more ways than one.
I don't want to get in that network marketing pyramid stuff. That's a scam. I can't stand that stuff. I lost a whole lot of money selling a box of juice. Go ahead, I just throw that in there.
They let their past failures mess up their future. A lot of times when they hear about a different business or another opportunity.
Go ahead, Mr. Reed. What you was about to finish us with?
Yeah, well, I was about to say, people fail to see the strategies that can be applied just by using Surge. They fail to see all the things that it really opens them up to as far as tax advantages. So I thought maybe if you could just share a few of those things, why it's important for people when they have this opportunity to actually take hold of it and get started as soon as possible. Because they're always, it sort of sounds good, but I don't have the money.
Yeah, and you know what my favorite response is to that, Mr. Reed? I tell everybody, okay, what I want you to do is let Rodney, not you, let Rodney go through your house. And I guarantee you I will find something we can pawn to where we can make sure we find that money so we can get you started. And, people don't look at it like that. And I tell them, this is when you want to push TXU back 1 month. This is when you want to miss that deal. This is when you don't mind missing a car note so that you can take advantage and really recoup what you thought you couldn't. And, I love people when they tell me they don't have the money because I can prove to you that you do have the money. You're just misappropriating your money. You see, you're spending on things that don't benefit you. What time is it? Christmas. I bet you it's $400,000 or $500,000 of Christmas presents. So how about somebody, don't give yourself Christmas, give yourself the gift of business this year. You see, and that gift of business is going to allow you to keep more of the money that you've been earning all year. And, like you said, Mr. Reed, a lot of the times, and the problem is, it's all in our approach. A lot of times you say people miss it, and it's all because of how we present it. There's a thing called a primacy effect. And, and that goes in and tells, it's a little psychology to where people receive the information of how you give it to them. And, sometimes what I figured out a long time ago is that if I give you the cherry at the beginning, then the ice cream is just a treat. And see, I teach people and I show people that business, no, you don't sign up in a business solely for tax advantages. And I don't never promote that. You sign up in a business because you're passionate about that business, because you see how the business works for you. But isn't it nice to have an extra advantage on top of that business that allows you to literally transition everything that you do anyway so that you keep more of your money? And see, that's the one thing that as business owners we have to get better at, presenting this information. And, it's the order that we present it in. A lot of times when we go at people, we just tell them, hey, join my business. You don't know the taxes you're missing, but you really haven't shown them how this business is going to work for them in a totality. You see, we'll give them one jewel that we hear from this person or one jewel from that person. But if you really sit back and profile the individual and show that individual how this business can help them, and see, that's the one thing we have to do. You have to get good at giving as well as you are at receiving. And see, that's what people not doing. We're so good at receiving. I can receive it well. How well do you give it? How well do you share? You see, just like Gina was saying earlier, Rick Perry didn't share with his receptionist how he strategizes because he's just good at receiving. He's not good at giving. And that's what the common businessman has to do. You have to be good at giving just as well as you're receiving. And once you do that, your business will propel. And I truly believe that. And that's what we do. We teach people to share with individuals how this business can help them, especially Surge 365. We've been with this business 7 years now, and it's been a blessing to our family. In fact, that business, that little travel company, opened my tax firms. It wasn't the reverse. A lot of people say, well, you've been taxes. No, my network marketing company opened my tax firm, and then we were able to take it from there to where we are now. But it was that small little home-based business thing, that pyramid scheme that everybody always say. It was that opened the doors to my dreams. And see, that's my testimony. And I tell everybody, you can join a business for several reasons, but let it be a reason that fits you. And sometimes it's just all in how they approach. When you think about it, travel is the largest industry in the world. Travel is your market. Your market as a travel agent is the world. Why wouldn't you set yourself up to where anywhere you go in the world, Mr. Reed, is in the name of business? That just makes sense. That makes common sense. That makes business sense. And so that makes perfect sense. And so it's just about how we deliver the information, how we present it to that individual. If you can show an individual that you care about their well-being, they'll be more receptive to the information. Now, you have to get good at presenting this information so that they receive it in the proper order so they can understand. You have to remember, it's just like teaching someone a brand new language. And you're a teacher. I can't tell you better than anybody else. When students come to your class, they are oblivious to the information that you're going to teach them. But over the years, you got real good at making sure that student leaves to where they see you 40 years later and say, how you doing, Mr. Reed? You see, you got good at giving that information. And that's what we have to do as business owners. We have to get good at showing people how this business fits them and so how it can help them. And once you show it how it can help them, your testimony should be that education, that fuel to push them to go on and be successful in their own business. And like I tell everybody, once you master at receiving, it's so easy to give. It's not hard to tell somebody, I got an extra $6,000 on my taxes. I'm pretty sure it could help you. But you have to realize that everybody's not in your situation. It's an individual-based thing. And so we need to get good at seeing how it can assist the individual. And see, you're going to have to, this is a close personal relation type business. You got to get to know the person. This is a relationship business, network marketing in itself. And that's what we got away from. It's all about getting the bonuses and winning on this and getting my name called and getting recognized. Well, if we just go back to caring about the individual, making sure they get the proper information, making sure they understand these financial traps, then that individual will be a little more confident to go in business with you. And that's what I think we need to get back to. And like you said, travel, Surge 365, from a tax perspective, it is such a beautiful business, such a beautiful dynamic to where you can literally write your entire lifestyle off. But the business in itself, we making almost 6 figures, scratching at 5 and 6 figures in the travel industry. Gina just booked a trip to Rome, booked a trip of a group of 40 to Vegas. That's almost a $6,000 profit. And that has nothing to do with a tax advantage. Show someone how they can make $6,000 in the month just for an hour and a half worth of booking and a couple of phone calls. It's things like that and testimonies like that we need to share as business owners so people can see where they fit. That's the one thing we have to do. We have to show people where they fit into our structure. And, that's the one thing we have to stress. Show a person where they fit, how it can benefit them. And then all of these jewels that we speak of, all of this knowledge that we give, it'll start to be a little more clear. It won't sound like Chinese anymore. It'll start sounding like English. And they'll start to get it. They'll start to see Mrs. Reed and your example. They'll see y'all all over the world. I mean, y'all just enjoying life. People want to do that, but they don't think they can until you show them that they can. And that's what it really revolves back down to, Mr. Reed. It's just showing the person how they fit in this dynamic. And I think anyone can know that you already travel. You already spend it. You already live in a home. And we know home-based business is an apartment, an RV, a boat, and your name doesn't have to be on the lease in order to claim the business in that home. And so this is for those kids who 30-plus and don't want to move out yet. If your parents not claiming the business, you can too. And so it's so structured so everybody in this country can, have an advantage on it. But how many people are taking advantage? And I think it's us as business owners who need to just present it in a different manner. So, and, be good at giving and less at receiving. And I think, we can transition that into some real profits in the name of business. And, documentation, my wife, I love it when she came up with Decor. That's such a beautiful philosophy. And if you just apply that, then that allows a person like me to make sure that you profit well, even at the end of the year, on top of all of the business profits. And so that's just, my little spiel, Mr. Reed, on why a person should get involved in travel, especially Surge 365. There are 100,000 network marketing companies out there. Choose one, but make sure it fits you. But why not travel? Because you're already doing it. And so it just makes sense. It just makes sense. And, we always tell them the tax advantage is just the cherry on top. We don't want you to just dwell on those, but just know at the end of the year, we're going to teach you how to keep more of your money at the same time. And nothing better than Surge 365 in my professional opinion and my personal opinion.
Okay, got to agree with you on that because, travel and fun. And, I always talk to people. To me, the most exciting thing is whatever you do is just having fun doing it. Woo-hoo! Yeah.
What if you get paid for fun? That's even better, right?
Oh, can't beat getting paid for it.
See, that's what we got to teach people. How to get paid to have fun. They don't think that's real. And y'all do it every day. Y'all do it every day. And we love to see y'all example. Y'all know y'all are motivation, so we just follow your footsteps.
Well, thank you. I'm just trying to give you all the motivation I can.
Good deal.
That's just like when I retire. People say you're not old enough. I'm not working on being old. I'm just working on being retired.
Seeing this world and getting paid at the same time. I love it.
That's right.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to go ahead and see about wrapping this up. If we could talk, we need to have y'all just fly on out here for a seminar. I mean, we have talked about this before. We really have. Coming to the Midwest, Indianapolis area, and just doing a presentation in depth.
Yes, ma'am.
Workshop stuff, and we know that you can't just slap that together, but we have been percolating on some ideas just to let you all know for 2016 in the first part. We have so much happening in Surge and the the stuff that's going on. We got to kind of squeeze this in somehow, but never fear. And both of us probably, hey, you know what? We'll let y'all drive our Charger when you get here.
Good deal.
We're going to have to leave yours there in Texas. So speak it. Got to speak it like Karen Clark Sheard said. Words have power. Speak life. Anyway, let's go ahead and just talk about you all, how to reach you. This definitely will not be the last time. And just all the information, any calls that you all do, how they can reach you, because you do taxes in all 50 states. You got an A+ rating with the BBB, and that's blessed, bountiful, and bigger to me.
Yes, it is.
Yes. So tell the people how they can reach out to you and just anything that you can do to help encourage them. Any final words?
Go ahead, Gina.
Well, you can reach our main office. Our number there is 972-290-0807 here in Dallas, Texas. And also, we love for people to visit our website. Take a look around. You're able to click through there, see reviews from clients all over the country. And that website address is www.truthinduced.biz. TRUTHINDUCED. Don't forget that D on the end, .biz. As well, I know this, social media society. I love my Facebook. I love my Facebook page. Our Facebook page is www.facebook.com/taxtruth, TAXTRUTH. And on there, we update all the time new tax deductions, new tax credits, a lot of tax information, tax news, things that we know affect our client base and the people that interact with us on that page. As well, you can send messages directly to us. My husband absolutely loves to give direct access to himself, and he, as the owner, I still think that that's an awesome thing. So you can reach him on his cell at 214-830-6665 to discuss your individual tax situation and becoming a client with Truth Induced Financial. Those are all the ways to get in touch with us at Truth Induced Financial LLC. And again, Mr. and Mrs. Reed, we absolutely appreciate just the opportunity to get on here, have conversations like this. It's like, when you're trying to start a fire and it just starts to smoke a little bit, and then it starts to pick up. And that's what we've been doing over the last couple of years. And you can see the smoke is getting dark now, which lets you know it's starting to burn really, really well. And so we appreciate this. We really do. And, Rodney, if you want to add anything, please jump in. But, again, those are our ways to reach us. But if you go directly to that Facebook page, you can get all those other avenues of communication at facebook.com/taxtruth. Go ahead, Rodney.
Well, one of my favorite quotes is, you get a raise every time you can legitimately avoid paying a tax on something. And that's from the CPA, Mr. George Brown. That's one of my favorite quotes. But I have a personal philosophy. The most informed client gets the best refund. And so, we stress information. And, I want to keep it within the theme as we started with, power. Power to the people. And that power lies in my opinion, transitioning your everyday living expenses into tax-deductible write-offs legally. You see, we want you to understand this is all legal. This is all law. And it's all verifiable. You see, I always stress, don't believe Rodney. Please visit IRS.gov and make sure that Rodney is telling you the truth. Gina always tells me nothing wrong with verifying the truth. Not at all. And so that's kind of my disclaimer, that the most informed client gets the best refund. As a professional who specializes in preparing business taxes, I know for a fact that being a travel agent unlocks the world of deductions. I mean, literally anywhere you go as an agent could potentially be a tax deduction in the name of business. And, we just want everybody to know when we put these calls together, this is not a tax shelter. This is not a tax loop or a tax scheme or really a get-over scam. We really want to educate the people about deductions and credits that you qualify as business owners legally. And so we just want to teach you and share some information so that you can be powered up. I truly believe people are only a product of their information. And if I can change your information, I can change your life, especially financially. So, Mr. and Mr. Reed, again, like my wife said, we appreciate y'all. No is not an answer. You send me a date or time, we function on the calendar. Just let me know when and where. We'll be there, especially if y'all ask. Thank y'all again. We can't wait till the next time.
Okay, well, Rodney and Gina, we just want you to know we appreciate y'all so much. And, once again, we'll be calling on you. We'll be contacting you because we're going to put it together.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. So we just want y'all to remember those things, those resources that they gave. If you didn't catch them, just roll it back a little bit, and then you can hear it again, because we're getting ready to roll out with this show. It's been a wonderful hour almost, and I just want to roll like this with people. I mean, come on now. They out there throwing everything in your face. Before I get too carried away, unless your name is not Tyler, as in Rick Perry, Tyler Perry, Oppenheimer, Rothschild, Buffett, Winfrey, Gates, Zuckerberg, if your name ain't that, then you ought to be sharing this call with somebody. Okay?
This message is for you.
Oh, yes, absolutely. So we're just letting you know that we have so glad that we stopped counting shows. We stopped at like 223 or something. I said, hey, we're just going to stay on day by day because what happened, and we moving forward like no opportunity waits on Read New Attitude Action Now show, where we apply concrete thoughts and tips to ignite and inspire your optimism now. No opportunity wasted. And, again, we just want to give credit to the Shy-Lites for making that song back in the 70s. Power to the people. You know something? Your mama would love this if she could hear it right now. So we're going to turn it up for Ron and their mama. Okay.
Yay.
You want to be sure to replay this call. It's 712-432-1085, and the PIN number is 80208-9#. We're going to put this, actually dub it onto YouTube, get some nice photos there for y'all to look at while you're listening to this replay. You can also go to Read New Attitude Show on Facebook. That's NUATTITUDE. You can pick us up on Twitter at Read New Attitude. Same thing, there's no show. And we also have our own little area where you can go find any kind of information about Surge 365, and that's betterthandonuts.info. So BETTERTHANDONUTS.INFO. All the conference calls, the replays, the webinars, anything you want. And, of course, get back with the person who you trust to tell you the good information, whoever that person or those persons may be, about Surge 365. And we are just so happy to be able to be here on a monthly basis, but you know we bring it, and we don't make it soft and fluffy. Kenny and Cynthia Reed signing off saying, be bold,
be beautiful,
and be blessed. Talk to y'all later, and have a wonderful holiday season.